Have you ever smelled a different, strange, or even strong smell coming from your urine and simply ignored it? Have you ever walked into the bathroom and noticed an odor so strong that it seemed to be coming from someone else, when in fact it was from your own body? Is this smell normal, or worse, could it be a sign that something inside you is starting to silently fail? Few men pay attention to this, and by the time they notice, it may already be too late. Because the body always warns, but not everyone knows how to listen. What most people don't know, and almost no one talks about openly, is that certain odors in urine can be clear signs that the prostate is collapsing. And we're not talking about something light. We are talking about hidden inflammations, dangerous infections, and even the onset of serious illnesses which, if not discovered in time, can lead to irreversible consequences. Does it seem exaggerated? But it's not. Because what starts with a strong smell can end with a rushed hospital stay, in pain, with surgery, and, in more extreme cases, with something even worse. And maybe now you're thinking, but is this me? How will I know? This is exactly why this video is so important, because you will discover, in a clear and simple way, what types of smell in urine should never be ignored. And more than that, you'll understand what they mean, what could be happening inside your prostate, and why acting early could be what saves your health, or even your life. I know this topic is uncomfortable. I know that many men prefer to pretend that everything is fine, even when they feel like something is different. But ignoring the signals your body gives can be costly, very expensive. So take a deep breath, because what you will hear from now on, perhaps no one has ever told you. And it could be the thing that opens your eyes to something that has been trying to get your attention for a long time. If you are a man over 40, or simply care about your health, don't leave this video, because everything that will be revealed here could make the difference between living peacefully or discovering too late that your body was begging for help and you didn't realize it. Now that you understand how serious this is, prepare yourself, because I'm going to show you the 3 most dangerous smells in urine and what each of them could be hiding about your prostate health. What you'll discover in this video could be the line between peace of mind and an unexpected scare at the doctor's office. Because behind a simple, different smell in urine, there may be a truth hidden that no one wants to hear, but that needs to be said. Most men only realize something is wrong when the symptoms are already screaming, and often it's too late. But you're here, and it shows that you care about your life, your family, your future. This channel was created with one purpose: to prevent you from discovering prostate problems when it is too late. Sign up now, because here you will have access to vital information to protect your men's health. A man who smells a strong and different smell in his urine needs to stop and pay attention. This could be one of the first silent warnings that something very wrong is going on inside your prostate. This more intense, strange, and persistent odor does not appear by chance. It is often a direct reflection of inflammatory or infectious processes that are affecting your urinary health and mainly the health of your prostate. The problem is that most men don't care. They think it was some food, some medicine, or they simply ignore it. But this is a mistake that can be costly. This different smell could be a sign of prostatitis, an inflammation of the prostate that can be caused by bacteria, viruses, or even hormonal changes. When the prostate is inflamed, it changes the environment of the urinary tract, which changes the smell of urine. And here's the big danger. This inflammation often evolves silently. You don't feel severe pain at first. You don't see blood. You don't feel a fever, just the smell. And if you ignore it, you can let this inflammation turn into a chronic condition. And in some cases, this prolonged inflammation is directly related to an increased risk of developing prostate cancer. Men who neglect this type of sign are putting themselves on the front line for serious problems. Prostate health depends on constant attention, and the body speaks. This strong smell in urine, especially when it is accompanied by pain when urinating, frequent urges to go to the bathroom, or a feeling of incomplete emptying of the bladder, is a cry for help. And whoever hears this cry and acts in time has a great chance of avoiding serious complications. Unfortunately, sexist culture still makes many men feel embarrassed to see a urologist. They are afraid of the exam, afraid of the diagnosis. But do you know what's scarier than going to the doctor? It's too late to discover that your prostate is already taken over by a serious illness, that the only chance would be to have started earlier, have taken preventive exams, having talked about the symptoms at the beginning. That's why this video exists, to warn you, to make you wake up, to remind you that taking care of your health is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of intelligence. It's a sign of self-love. It's a sign of courage. And the simple fact that you are here listening to this information already shows that you are taking a step that many are still afraid to take. Now, I want to talk to you man to man. If you've smelled this strange smell in your urine or are experiencing something similar, don't keep quiet. Make an appointment with a urologist, take the necessary exams, and above all, pay attention to what your body is trying to tell you. Your life could be at stake. And if this content opened your eyes, made you reflect, or alerted you to something you were ignoring, I want you to comment below. Now I understand my body's message. Write this sentence. It shows me that you've watched this far, that you're committed to your men's health, and it also helps this video reach other men who need to wake up before it's too late. There is another detail that may seem small, but that has caught the attention of many urologists around the world: the sudden change in urine color. Most men never stop to think about it, but this simple sign can carry an urgent message about your health, especially when this change is accompanied by an abnormal smell. Healthy urine is normally light yellow, almost transparent, but when it starts to get too dark, orange, whitish, or even greenish, this should not be ignored. It could be an indication of something much more serious than just dehydration. And what does this have to do with the prostate? All. When the prostate begins to undergo any changes, whether due to inflammation, infection, or even abnormal growth, it can directly interfere with the functioning of the urinary tract. This creates an imbalance in the kidneys, bladder, and the entire system that regulates urine. Sometimes this imbalance changes the smell. Other times, it changes color. And in more serious cases, both signs appear at the same time. It's as if your body is turning on two red alerts at the same time. But do you know what the big problem is? Most men ignore this. They think it was the soda, the lunch meat, or even that dark urine is normal when you wake up in the morning. And this type of thinking, this lack of attention to the body's small signs, is what makes many discover diseases like prostate cancer too late. The prostate is a small organ, but it has a huge impact on a man's life. And when she is in danger, she speaks out. But he doesn't shout, speaks in a whisper. It speaks through subtle signs like these. And if you don't learn to listen to these whispers now, you may be forced to face the loudest scream up ahead, a diagnosis that could have been avoided, a treatment that could have been simpler, a pain that could have been spared. So every time you urinate, watch it. Pay attention. If the smell is different, if the color has changed, if the foam has increased or become thicker, these details speak. These details tell stories that your body wants to show you. And ignoring these signs is like tearing up an emergency notice. Don't do that. A very common mistake is to think that these problems only appear in older men. But that's not true. More and more urologists are seeing men in their 30s and 35s with symptoms of prostate changes. And the sooner the problem arises, the greater the risk of future complications. So if you're watching this video right now and think, it's not like that with me, think twice. Your health may be warning you in ways you never thought to pay attention to. And if at some point in your life you've noticed this type of change in your urine and didn't pay attention, this is the time to turn the key. From now on, you will observe every detail. You will pay attention to the smell, the color, the frequency, because this could be the difference between living with quality or suffering in the future. If this content made you see urine in a different way, and you understand how much it can reveal about the health of your prostate, comment below, "My health is worth more than my pride." Write that sentence now. This shows that you are not just watching but taking a stand. It shows that you understand the seriousness of the matter and help this video reach other men who are still blind to these signs. There's a detail that many men ignore when we talk about strong-smelling urine: the type of bacteria involved in the infection and the way it reacts with the prostate. What if I told you that this odor could actually be a sign that the prostate is being slowly invaded by silent and extremely dangerous microorganisms? That's right. In many cases, a strong, unusual smell in urine is the result of chronic inflammation in the prostate caused by a bacterial infection that has never been properly treated. But why does this happen? Because the prostate is a very sensitive gland full of small channels. When bacteria enter the body, they can lodge in these prostate canals. And the worst part, often even after treatment with antibiotics, these bacteria are still there, hidden. They multiply slowly, generating a continuous inflammatory process. And one of the clearest signs of this is precisely the change in the smell of urine. This smell can be described as bitter, acidic, or even ammonia-like, and the stronger it is, the greater the possibility that the prostate is being affected. It's as if the body is screaming for help, using urine as an alarm. But many men ignore this alarm. They think it is something temporary, caused by something they ate or a lack of water, and that's where the danger lies. This persistent inflammation of the prostate can evolve into something much more serious, such as chronic prostatitis, which directly affects a man's quality of life. Pain when urinating, burning, discomfort in the pelvic region, loss of libido, extreme tiredness, and even erection problems begin to appear. And it all may have started with that simple, strange smell in the urine. Something that seemed silly, but was a clear sign that something was wrong. So, if you notice that your urine has a stronger smell than normal, don't ignore it. Your body is trying to warn you. It's giving you a chance to act before it's too late. And that's why this video is so important. It's not just about curiosity or information. It's about your health, your vitality, your life. If you felt that this content opened your eyes to a problem you never imagined, I want to invite you to comment below with the phrase, "I heard the warning." This will show me that you are aware and really want to take care of your health. And it will also help other people understand the gravity of this issue. After everything that was revealed in this video, you now have in your hands information that many men spend their entire lives without knowing. A simple strong smell in urine, which many ignore or try to cover up with more water or intimate deodorant, could be the body trying to scream that something is wrong. And that scream could be exactly from your prostate. What you saw here today is not exaggeration. It is not drama or false alarm. It's the raw, naked, and urgent truth about something that is putting the lives of thousands of men at risk, and the worst, without them even suspecting it. Now that you know all the signs and dangers behind abnormal smelling urine, you are in an advantageous position. Most people who have serious prostate problems only find out when the situation is out of control, when the pain is already constant, when the urinary flow has already become a suffering, when going to the bathroom became a nightmare, and when the fear of hearing a heavy diagnosis starts to take away your sleep. But not you. You have access to this content, and now you can act before it is too late. This is why I want you to understand the weight of what has been delivered here. The simple fact that you made it to this point in the video says a lot about who you are. You are someone who cares about your own health, someone who does not want to live based on regrets or phrases like, "If I had discovered it sooner." And the truth is that many men who today live with prostate cancer, serious infections, or even kidney failure would like to have heard what you heard now. They would have done anything to receive this alert in time. But unfortunately, their time has passed. Yours is still in your hands. So please don't ignore any more signs. If you notice that your urine has a stronger, sweeter, more chemical smell, or even a strange odor that it has never had before, see a urologist immediately. It is with him that you will answer all your doubts, Carry out the necessary tests and find out if everything is okay with your prostate or if something needs attention. There is no shame in taking care of yourself. Shame is letting fear or prejudice stop you from living longer with health and dignity. Don't wait for the problem to grow. Don't wait for your body to scream even louder. Do it simple. Schedule a consultation, talk to the doctor. And above all, keep your routine exams up to date. A timely PSA can save lives. A rectal exam, done at the right time, can avoid months of pain. And a sincere conversation with a professional can give you extra years of quality life. Now it's time for you to show that you are part of the select group of men who don't play with their health, who understands the value of information, and who knows that when it comes to the prostate, the best path is prevention. If you've made it this far, congratulations. This shows that you really care about your health and want to avoid problems before it's too late. I want to invite you to leave a comment saying that you watched the full video so that I can get to know you and know who is really committed to taking care of their own men's health. Also, check now if you are already subscribed to the channel. If not yet, click the subscribe button. Also take advantage and like this video because this helps YouTube a lot to understand that this content needs to reach other men who, like you, also deserve to be alerted, and share it with a friend, a brother, your father, any man over 35 that you want to see healthy for much longer. Most men only realize that something is wrong with their prostate when it's too late. In the first pinned comment, I left a link to a playlist that can prevent this from happening to you. Watch now before it's too late.